So hi, Mr. Jude. Um, so I just want to make this video to show you how you can measure these sizes or books so that you know how the sizing thing works. I'm just using a carpenter measuring tape. You can actually use any tape that have inches. So this is not a perfect measuring tool, but I think it works. I think it works. So I have a couple books here that I will just measure. It may not be exact, but you just have a feel or an idea of how big the book is. So this is an enemy called average. I don't know if you can lay your hands on any of this specific book. Okay, there's an example of a book here that you may have. Understanding Your Potential is a popular book. So when you look at this book in your house now, you see how big this book is. This book should be around seven and 10 inches. So it's a very big book. So another thing I want to say, because you were talking about that your book don't have much pages, and because of that you don't want it to be very big. It depends on how you want it. You can, even if your book is let's say 50 pages, with formatting you can take it to 100 pages. Just depend on the person formatting it and what you actually want. So for example, now this book is around one 189 um pages, and look at the width, or yeah, the not the width, not this width now. I mean, the is it the I don't know if it's the depth or whatever now of the book. So let's measure this book now and see the size. So now, remember, this may not be a perfect measurement, but it will give you an idea. So if you can see my measuring tape very well, this thing is turned upside down here while recording, but probably you can just get an idea. This book is around 5 points. It's not up to 6 inches. I mean the width now. So when you're measuring, you always start with the width first. The first number you see, when you see 5.5 times 8.5, the 5.5 is the width. So this book is 5 points. Let me just say something like 5.9. So if you look at it, it's not directly up to 6. All right. But it's more than 5.5. So also, the reason why this may not be a perfect measurement is because when they are printing your books, they usually add bleed. At least I know that for Amazon. So sometimes Amazon will tell you add so number of bleed to your book, so that when you whatever your the design that you have, or the write-up that you have on the design of your cover, it does not get cut off when they are printing the book. So that is why we may not get the exact measurement. But if you put your tape, you can estimate what that original measurement was. So this is around 5.7 or 5.8. So when you say 5.8 by 5.8 by this is around 8 points. You can see it 8 on the something. This is around 8.7 also. So when you say 5.8 by 8.7, this is how your book will look like. This is how big the book will be. If you can find this book, An Enemy Called Average, you can just look at it. So, and this is like a perfect size for your book. This is like a perfect size for your book, even if the page number may not be up to, which we're not even I'm not even done yet. When I'm done with the formatting, we don't know if the page number will increase or decrease. So many things affect the page number. If I increase the size of the text, for example, the font, for example, it can affect the page number. So that is for that. Now, this book is a smaller book, like it's smaller. So let's see what the width looks like. I don't have an A4 paper to make an A5 out of it now to measure. I will have done that. Now, this is a 5.5 width. So when you see me say 5.5, or using the measurement that you initially sent, 5.5 width, this is how a 5.5 width book look like. So this is the width of the book. It's a small book. It's a normal size book, if I should use that. So this is 5.5. Let's see the width, the height. This is 8, exactly 8, not 8 point anything. So if you are looking at 5.5 by 8, this is how the book will look like. This is a 5.5 forget about the depth now. We're talking about the height and the width. So this is how a 5.5 by 8 will look like. Okay, it's a very portable book, and this size will also be perfect for your book. 5.5 by 8 will be perfect for your book. Do I need to even measure more again? Let's see this one. These are around 5.3 or 5.4. These are around 5.3 or 5.4. This one is 7 habits of highly effective teens. Then this is around 7 point something, 7.9, 7.8 or something, or 8 on the dot also. So this is smaller than this one in terms of the width, or is it in terms of the height? It's actually the same size. It's actually the same size, but the width of this one was this one should be bigger than this one in width. So just a little bit. You can see the difference. There's a little bit of space there. So if you have this, you have a brain by Ben Carson. You can also measure it. This if you have a brain is 5.7 or 5.6 by, this is a long book, by 8.5. So that 8.5, your book is 5.5 by 8.5. So this is how this will be the height of your book, 8.5. Why this is around 5.7 or 5.6. So the 5.5 of your book, 5.5 by 8.5, this is how it will look like. But the only difference is that it's going to have a width of this. So it's going to be long. It's going to be long like this Ben Carson book, but it's going to be as wide as this one. So I'm just using this to show you how the sizing looks like. So if you have a measuring tape in your house, you can actually measure the books in your house to see how they look like. Let me see if I can get so okay, we don't even need to get an A5. An A5 is actually, I mentioned it to you. An A5 is 5.8 by 8.3. 5.8 by 8.3. So 5.8. This is like 5.78, around that same size. 5.8 by 8.3. So this is actually what an A5 looks like. 5.8 by 8.3. The other additional one may be just for the printing size. So this you have a brain. If you have a brain book by Ben Carson, just measure it. This is what an actual A5 looks like. You can also measure it if you have an A5. This is what an A5 looks like. And again, this is perfect. But since you said that your book your book page is actually small, it doesn't really matter. Even if it's like this, it doesn't really matter. It's a normal size of book. But if you want it something smaller like this, it's still fine. So I'm trying to just say that the book size does not really matter. If you want it more portable, you can use maybe 5.5 by, like we measured this one, around 5.4 by 8. So we can just make it 5.4 by 8 or 5.5 by 8 on the dot without any 8 point anything. So the only concern I had that time was because of Amazon's what do you call it now, their sizes. I don't know if they have they don't have a customized size, so you have to use what they have there to make your book. So let me know if this actually helped you in any way. Thank you.